highlighted scripture. If you go to 2 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4, you will see Paul speak about this again. You have faith. According as it is written, they believe and have spoken. Who help me? Bible students. 4:13. Okay, not 13:4. Now wow. 2 Corinthians 4:13. I was wondering. He said, we having the same. Are you hearing Paul? The same. He's trying to make a statement. The same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believe and therefore have I spoken. We also believe and therefore speak. What is he saying? The people who went ahead of us, they declared, things came to pass. He said we too in like manner can declare and it will come to pass, because we have the same spirit of faith. So whatever it is that anybody has done by faith, Paul is saying you too can, because you have the same spirit of faith. So if I read the Bible and I see Peter walk a dimension, I too have that same spirit of faith. I'll be able to do it. Any exploit that anybody has done, you too can, because you have the same spirit of faith. Then Peter went further to even make it clearer in 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 1. He said you have like precious faith. Like precious faith. He says, Simon Peter, a servant and an apostle of Jesus Christ, to them that have obtained. He's writing to churches, and he said they have obtained like precious faith with us through the righteousness of God and our Savior Jesus Christ. So Peter is saying, corroborating what Paul said, that every believer has the same faith. Precious, but the same. Every believer. By implication, anything one does, the other can. All you need to do is to recognize that that faith is in you. But you see, as beautiful as this appears, that I have the same faith as the apostles, it doesn't stop there. Now, what faith did the apostles have? Galatians 2:20. Paul now told us the faith that the apostles had, that they say all of us have. Paul now told us that faith does not belong to the apostles. Paul said that's the faith of Jesus Christ. So the same faith Jesus walked with when he turned 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed 5,000 men, not counting women and children. The same faith Jesus walked with when he raised the dead. The same faith Jesus walked with when he took nations. Paul said that's the same faith he has. Peter said that's the same faith you and I have. He said, I am crucified with Christ. He said, nevertheless I live, yet not I. He said, but Christ liveth in me. He said, the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God. I live by the faith of the Son of God, who gave himself for me. So the faith that Romans 12:3 says was given to you and I is actually the faith of Jesus Christ. No wonder Jesus said in John 14:12, the works that I do, he said, you shall do also. And he said, greater works than this shall ye do. So if nothing died in the hands of Jesus, nothing should die in my hand. If Jesus never suffered insufficiency, I should never suffer. If Jesus was never stranded, I should never be stranded. Jesus needed to cross the water, there was no boat. He wasn't stranded. Jesus needed to feed 5,000 men, not counting women and children. He wasn't stranded. Jesus came to Lazarus' tomb, he died. They said you came late. He wasn't stranded. So why will I be doing a business and I say money has finished? No, my project can never stop. Because the same faith Jesus had that made him never to be stranded is what I have. This is the foundation of exploit. This is the foundation as far as faith is concerned for your increase and enlargement this year. You know, the problem we have is that when we meet difficulties, we start hoping for certain kinds of people to have been around. If I knew this person, if I knew that person, if I was connected to this person. Listen, you have what Jesus had that was enough for him to fulfill his mandate. You will fulfill yours. See how difficult the mandate of Jesus was. Over 300 prophecies he needed to fulfill with precision. He needed different people, both those who love him, family, enemies, even demons needed to walk in a specified order for him to fulfill his mandate. Yeah, Jesus was sleeping in a boat. He wasn't perturbed. Hi, how do I coordinate the disciples? How do I coordinate? Do you know the Bible said if the princes of this world had known, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. That means the assignment of Jesus required demons too to play a part. And he wasn't troubled. You have a contract, you need somebody to sign, you lose your sleep. How do I get this? No, prophesy. The lines are falling onto me in pleasant places. I have a goodly heritage. I cannot be rejected. My path is as of a shining light. It shines brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. I don't know how it will be done, but it will be done. The Bible said, look at the cloud. They may not be filled. They say, yeah, the valley will be filled with water. For they that observe lying vanities, they forsake their mercies. I'm not the type who will say, how will it work? It will work. He said, as thou knowest not how the bones are formed in the womb of her that is with child, so also knoweth not thou the ways of the Spirit. You don't know how bones appear, but they appear. There are many things we've done. We didn't know how it was going to happen. Sometimes last minute. I told you our story, how we started the ministry. Little savings I had, God said give it out. Give it out. I don't even have rent yet. I've not paid rent. I was staying with a friend. Do you know how embarrassing it is? With your newlywed, you married a wife, you come to camp with a friend. Look at you people. You think we just appeared. Carried my wife. You are a man now, at least. I dragged my wife. Because I married her, took her to Makodi. I was living in Makodi well. God said, come back to Abuja. I don't have a house here. We were staying with a friend for 1 month plus. And God is saying, start a work. I've not paid rent. I don't have a house here. Start with work. Start. I started praying, started declaring, started prophesying. Vision started merging. Things started connecting. We did flyer. I called this music minister. Called this one. Called this one. All of them said they are coming. We designed flyer. We started looking for venue. They took me to one. They said 36 million. I said 30 what? Where I came from, you can rent a tent for 3 million for 1 year. What is 36 million? I'm going to be doing this Sunday. They say 36 million. Meanwhile, they are charging me 36 million because the tent has not come. They are waiting for it to come from China. So if I pay now, they will use it to complete the payment. So I'm going to buy tent for you. I went to another place. They say 1.5 million per use. Per use? Go forward. My friend came to town. He says looking for where to do prayer. So we went to an RCCG church. The moment I entered, the pastor stood up. He said, I've looked for you for 2 years. Here I am. He said, what are you doing in Abuja? God said we should start the work here. He shouted, where's the place? We don't have yet. He said, wait, we just moved from one place. Can I call them? I said, what are we waiting for? Why not? He called them, negotiated with them. And the money they were charging, they slashed it down like they use a samurai sword. And we were permitted to pay instrumentally. That was how we paid. Immediately we added venue. We threw flyer up. I said, okay, all these long range speaker, how much do they buy them? Let's buy long range speaker so that we can start at least. Let's see how God will help us. Somebody calls from Lagos. I saw that flyer. Take $8,000. That's all they did there. That morning of inauguration, I went to preach in a church. When I finished, the woman of God stood up. I said, let's bless him. He wants to start work. 14 million came out. I started walking like somebody who knows everything he wants to do. You know, there's a way you walk like, yeah, everything is under control. My God is a big God. My God is a big God. When I stood there on that day, I said, listen, this work we have started, we didn't ask anybody for $1. We have integrity. Nobody under heaven. We didn't call anybody to ask for $1. Nobody. Hey, my God. You will not be stranded. You have the faith of the Son of God. If Jesus was not stranded, how can you use the same thing he's using and be stranded? You can't be stranded. So don't panic. I'm telling you this because with enlargement comes prophetic instructions. Some of you don't have food to eat. God will tell you, go and start 5 companies. You'll be wondering, Lord, with what? I don't even have money for registration. Some of you are still rising and falling. God will start showing you visions of nations where you will go with revival. And you are saying, Lord, I need revival. It's the faith of the Son of God. You can't be stranded. Never. Do you know how we started? We didn't start with cutting. We didn't start with the full range speaker I was looking for. We started with full force. We bought 3 Behringer wing mixers, 48 inputs. We started with QLXD microphones. As in, spend faith, sir. Spend faith. Spend faith. And from the beginning till date, from glory to glory. Can I surprise you? The year we started, that same year, we had our first conference, not in Abuja, in London. I traveled with 4 people. Shut down a venue. Spent over 100,000 pounds. People who were, how do we start? You have the faith of the Son of God. The fig tree may not blossom. The labor of the olive may fail. Everything may not work. But we rejoice in the God of our salvation. He will cause our feet to be like hinds feet. We will walk in our high places. From my heart of heart, from the depth of my soul, Father, this worship is yours. Father, Father, this worship is yours. Father, Father, this worship is yours. From my heart of hearts, from the depth, my Father. We people who didn't know what to do in just 3 years. Today, every 28 days, based on our algorithms on our platforms, we reach more than 30 million people. I'm not talking about other channels that take our resources, our immediate platforms. This is algorithm. Impacting people in diverse nations. The last SSF program we did, people registered from 85 nations. Not to talk of places where we are called to be a blessing. Platforms of patriarchs. It was a year plus ago, they invited me to go preach in a crusade where Pastor Iya Adeboye sat down. How do you talk from there? Meanwhile, 1 year plus, you didn't know where to start. As I was coming for these Bible studies, I just left the call with Juanita Bynum. You must come to the US this year for my threshing floor conference. She said she was locked for 50 days in her retreat on my message on fasting. Matriarchs. You are saying you'll be stranded. How? How can you be stranded? You have no idea. I was coming for a Bible study like this when they called me from Uganda. The leading patriarchs of the land said, come and be a blessing. I've not done. How many years have we been in this thing? The cloud may not be full, but the valley will be full of rain. He said, they that observe lying vanity, they forsake their mercy. That business won't fail. That ministry won't fail. If it didn't fail in the hand of Jesus, it won't fail in your hand. Because it's the same faith that sustained it in the hand of Jesus that will sustain it in your hand. Don't be afraid. There's something in you. That's what Jesus walked with. That's why the Bible said we walk by faith, not by sight. That's what sustains you. What sustained the ministry and life of Jesus is what sustaining yours too. Don't be afraid. You have the faith of the Son of God. Sit down for a moment. The woman of God said that I should please raise a prayer for her in this service. I said, no. You will come and bless us. We don't have that ranking. You'll be shocked what God is doing. You need to know. Number 2, understand the nature of the faith that is in you. Understand it. That's what Jesus had. That's what sustained his ministry. It will sustain your ministry. It will sustain your business. It will sustain the works God has committed to you. It won't fail. The problem is that you are looking at yourself, not what God has put in you. The faith of the Son of God is in you. Number 2, character of that faith is that faith is immortal. That faith never dies. Because that was the faith that brought Jesus back to life from the grave. That's why that faith originated from your believing that Jesus died but rose from the dead. Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15:14, he said, if Christ be not risen, then our preaching is vain, and our faith is also vain. So our faith is validated by the immortal nature of the faith. So the faith you are trading with is an immortal substance. It doesn't die. Nothing can kill it. It came from your acceptance of the resurrection. That's why the Bible said the righteous man may fall 7 times, he will rise again. So it doesn't matter where you are now. Some of you hearing me, you are in a fallen state, but you will rise again, because that faith is a product of the resurrection. Paul said, if Christ didn't rise from the dead, our preaching is vain and our faith is vain. But if Christ rose, then our faith is not vain. So our faith came from the resurrection. Nothing kills it. I tell people, this ministry, close it down today. After 1 week, you will hear my voice from another place. It can't die, sir. I'm not the type that, oh, okay, we were at a community center. The people wanted to mess up. I said, hey, everybody go home. I'll call you back when we are ready. We shut down. I started streaming from studio. I didn't go and say, hey, what will people say? They will say they came with arrogance and pride. See, now they don't even have where to meet. If you have that time, well done. I'm going forward. We were in the studio. After 3 months, I heard God call Obi Aga. That's how God called her. And I called her, greetings, ma. Apostle. When we spoke, we came here. The first day I read from Isaiah 54 verse 2, enlarge the place of your dwelling. From the day we came, the place was packed. How did the people come back? Where did they go to? Is it a building that kept them? It's an invincible web, a divine network. Spirits of immortality. Gather them back with more hunger. You are there. Oh, business is not working in 3 months. You are under depression. Depress what? What will now bounce the ministry back? Before we rise, until we start moving without falling. It's an immortal substance. 2 relationships fail. You say, look at me, nobody wants me. No, it's not. You shouldn't be wanted. You are a blessing. Are you a property that somebody will want and collect and use? What is want? I met the wrong people. They were not worthy of me. God delivered me from them. What are we talking about here? I've started this business. It didn't work. I've started this one. Have you started this one? I went to this city. It didn't work. Go read about Paul. Paul will enter a city, preach, they will kick him out. The next city he's preaching. Sometimes they stone him to death. He rises up. Let's go to the next city. You went to one city, ministry didn't work. You said, no, I beg, this thing, I'm tired of. You don't know what you are doing. Shut it down 10 times. 10 times we will rise again. 10 times we will rise again. And we won't apologize to anybody. We are back. We are back. We are back. Because this thing does not die. Nothing dies with us. The faith that powers us is immortal. That's why it's not in vain. It's justified by its immortality. That's why the Bible said in Hebrews 13 verse 7, it said Jesus Christ, verse 8, is the same yesterday, today, and forever. There is consistency in this faith. Some of you who gave up on that company, you are going back to dust defies. You are going back because that company cannot die. That ministry you turned your back on is rising again. That nation you thought you were kicked out from, you are going back with greater value. It won't die with you. When you are done with it, you hand it over as a legacy to the next generation. I prophesy over someone, anything that looks like it's dying in your hand, it resurrects now.